Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about things I wish I knew when I was 18, which was 4 years ago, dude. I don't know why it feels like it was just yesterday, but 4 years will truly fly by, okay? But anyways, I wanted to discuss this because I was actually talking to my partner about just like how naive I was at 18 and really just talking to him about what I wish I knew. And I tweeted right after I had the conversation with him being like, I was so naive at 18, man. Like so many creepy men were just like lurking, waiting in the shadows for me to be 18. And like, I just didn't even process that. That wasn't the tweet, but it was something along those lines, basically just expressing that I wish I could tell myself a bunch of things. And I got so many replies being like, please make this video. I would seriously watch the shit out of that. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit down today and do it. And I hope that this helps some of you who maybe just turned 18, are about to turn 18, whatever it might be. You know, I hope this just like ushers you in and gives you some nice knowledge, okay? Because whew, we all need more knowledge, right? So I'm gonna start off with some kind of more like general tips because the rest of them are mainly about like relationships and those types of boy things, you know, that I wish I could have told myself earlier. Anyways, the first thing I'm going to say is in regards to money, save more than you spend. Okay? Especially when you move out and you're like living on your own for the first time, it's very easy to just like, I don't know, blow through your savings or just go out with your friends all the time. And when you get paid, spend more of it than you actually put into your savings account. And I've talked about this on my podcast before, and I was just talking about this topic on my most recent podcast because it was all about like moving out. And I just was saying how I was really dumb with my money, especially when I was 18. I moved out when I was 17 to LA. So those first few years, I really didn't even get financially stable, if I'm being honest with you guys, until I was like 21. Like, it took me a while to realize my spending habits weren't great. So yeah, save more than you spend. That's just a little money tip for you guys. I literally put nowadays like more than 40% of my paychecks away into my savings account. So do what you need to do. Number 12 is kind of a funny one, but so true for my lifestyle at that time. Eggs cannot be eaten for every single meal, okay? I don't know what my obsession with eggs was, but if you followed me back then, saw my Snapchat, saw whatever, you know, I posted a lot of eggs in that time period. I don't know why. I was just so obsessed with them, and it's all that I made for myself. I would put eggs on like salads and eggs just on sandwiches, and it's like, can you make anything else? The answer was no. So I wish that I had more recipes under my belt when I was 18 so that I could eat things other than veggie burgers, soy chicken nuggets, and yeah, just microwavable meals. I wish that I at least knew how to make like a chili, you know, something to more sustain my health back then, because I ate out way too much and I ate way too many eggs. So I guess just the general tip is learn how to cook for yourself, because if you're living apart from your parents for the first time, you know, you're gonna be navigating that ground a little hard at first, but it gets easier, okay? Now I'm a better cook, and I can say that with confidence. Number 3 is if you can't balance work and partying, you should not be partying. And I know that that's something that you're gonna kind of hear and maybe roll your eyes at because you're like, ugh, you should have a good balance of work and play in your life, like whatever. But if you don't know how to budget your time and actually be productive after your nights of partying, then don't be going out with your friends and just going out on the town. You know what I mean? It's just, it's fully not worth it, okay? Because I feel like that's a huge thing to keep in mind too, as like an entrepreneur or somebody who's working for themselves. I have another note about this, but if you're on your own schedule, you need to be harder on yourself because you don't have anybody to answer to, and your mom's not around keeping you in place anymore, okay? So 18-year-olds, they really have a lot to handle in this regard, because you're like, oh my God, I just want to party all the time. I'm away from my parents, blah, you know, but sometimes it's not worth it if you're sacrificing work or other responsibilities. You feel me? Number 4 is get up early more. Oh my God. In my first years of living on my own, and when I was a teenager, in my last years of living at home as well, I slept my whole life away, basically. I slept for more than 14 hours, like every night, and I didn't need that much sleep. It probably in turn made me more tired, and I don't know why I did that to myself. And now when I look back on that time, I'm like, why did I think it was okay to sleep until 2 p.m. every day? Like, I get if you have a nighttime job, spending your mornings and afternoons just sleeping, but if you aren't working at night, then get up in the morning, man. And I don't even wake up that early as of now, me at 22. Literally getting up early for me is around 9, and I love that time of day. But I mean, just anywhere before 2 p.m. is probably a great goal to aim for. Okay, 18-year-old Meg, you should have been able to do it. I was gonna say you can do it, but like the past is the past, man. And number 5, having a routine / distinct schedule is absolutely necessary when you work for yourself. So like I was talking about with being an entrepreneur and having nobody to answer to, since you're not going into a 9 to 5 or have a boss, then if you don't have anything to plan out your days, like a distinct upload schedule, like right now, I don't have a distinct upload schedule, and I was doing better about it last month, and I am hard on myself because of it, because I'm like, oh my God, I could be doing so much more. If I just schedule it out, I will just actually do it, you know? Like, have a calendar, have a to-do list, literally anything that keeps your days having a little bit of structure, okay? Also, yes, I'm wearing my own merch in this video. I forgot to say that at the beginning, but these aren't available anymore, but I wanted to get myself a little crew neck before they were unavailable. Yeah, that was a side note. Let's get back into it. Okay, number 6. Now we're getting into the old nitty gritty. This is truly why I wanted to make this video for my younger self, because I was very naive in this way, in like the realm of older men in sexual situations. If older people in your life are asking you, are you 18 yet? They probably don't have the best intentions. And oh my God, why did I not realize that? Because I'm taking this advice from a situation that I was personally in, and I know that not everybody has people lurking around them waiting to fuck them, basically. But there was one particular motherfucker in my life who knew me since I was 15, and before my 18th birthday, I remember this like it was freaking yesterday. I was at a party with my friend Drew, and he came up to me and was like, are you 18 yet? I know your birthday is this month. And I was like, no, not yet. And I did not register that at the time as a red flag. Like, why? Why? I don't know why. I guess I just hadn't learned the hard lessons yet, man. Can't be too hard on yourself for what you didn't know. But I just so wish I did. And I wish that every woman out there, and just everybody in general, you don't just have to be a woman, but people just like preying on you, like waiting for it to be okay for them to fuck you is a very, very weird thing. He was a lot older than me, and he should not have been doing that, especially since, like I said, he knew me since I was 15. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies when I think about this situation. I'm like, I truly thought that motherfucker was my friend. Okay, no. He definitely was not. He literally was just trying to get some and was just waiting for it to be legally okay, which is appalling. Not your friend. Okay, number 7 kind of has like 2 points in it, but just because somebody has a big following does not mean they're a good person. And then also, this kind of goes hand in hand with that, but if somebody that you trust in your life introduces you to somebody else, doesn't mean that the person that they're introducing you to is going to be a good person. You'll cross paths with so many different people in this life, and to think that they're all gonna be good and well-intentioned is a very naive thing to think. And these points I really mean in the realm of the music industry for me personally, because I would go to shows so much and I would have friends in the music industry and I thought that they were good people or well-intentioned or whatever it might be. But like, just because people are poppin' does not mean that they're good, okay? Like innately good and kind-hearted. And it doesn't mean that they're gonna introduce you to people who are good and kind-hearted. And I met so many people during the years of 17 to 19, like really just while I was in LA, of just people who were really not well-intentioned, but just wanted to get more like clout, as the kids say, or more of a following. And because I was a nice person, they used me because of that. Of course, my camera dies when I was going into a heated monologue about trusting people too much. I was putting my trust into my battery, and it didn't last as long as I expected, so. Okay, I guess I should wrap this up by just saying that I'm not talking about one person in specific when I say these points. I just went to a lot of shows during that time and was introduced to a lot of people in the music industry, and a lot of them just ended up being fucking disappointing, man. I also, let me know if you want this in the comments down below, but I truly want to make a video about like idols and having idols in your life and how that can sometimes be an incredibly unhealthy mindset for you to have because it just leads to disappointment, which I guess is I'm just spilling the theme of the video anyways, but let me know if that's what you would like to see. Okay, anyways, the next one is trust your gut, because gut instinct is truly something so innate in all of us, and I feel like a lot of times we like bypass that and we're like, oh no, he's fine or she's fine, it's gonna be okay, like I don't need to worry about that, and then you get into some shit as a result. And me at 18, not to get too morbid or worry you too much, but this is how I got raped, is because I was like, oh no, like he won't do anything weird. And I left my phone in the car with my friend who is downstairs waiting for me. I told this entire story, I feel like in parts, mostly in my video about consent that I made like back in 2017, I believe. But anyways, yeah, some people don't have the best intentions, okay? I know that that kind of coincides with the last point, but if you feel some type of way about somebody, it's probably because they're not good, you know? And so you should just trust that. Trust your gut and don't get yourself into terrible situations just because you bypassed that and thought that they were going to be good. Okay, the next one is if people won't tell you their age, that's a red flag, okay? And I am referring back to kind of the situation I was talking about with the man who was older than me in my life, who was like waiting for me to turn 18. I remember when I asked him seriously, how old are you? Because I realized he had interest in me, and he wouldn't tell me how old he was. Bitch. You gotta run the other direction, okay? Because I remember he said something really weird along the lines of just like, too old for you, or something like that. And I was just like, what does that even mean? What is your age, you know? And I realized that that's not a point that like everybody will probably come into contact with, but sometimes people do weird shit like that. Okay, the next one is something, oh boy, I needed to learn back in the day. I mean, these all are, but specifically, don't accept I was drunk as an excuse for shitty behavior, because I put up with so much just because boys in my life were drunk. It's like, oh, you literally destroyed my entire apartment and ashed a cigarette into my carpet. Oh, but you were drunk, so like, it's okay, right? It's okay that I had to spend the rest of the day cleaning up your smashed beers on my walls and all of that kind of shit. No. It's actually not, motherfucker. You're gonna come over here and you're gonna clean it up. The story I'm referring to is from a story time that I put into like an LA compilation story time. Kind of just absurd things that happened to me when I was in LA. So if you know what story I'm referring to, then you know. But, or you can go and watch the video. But yeah, I really just put up with so much because people in my life would be like, oh, I'm sorry, like I don't remember doing that. So, oops. And I'm like, I don't care if you don't remember. You need to be a good person at the end of the day and the next day when you wake up all hungover and realize your mistakes and come and fucking clean it up, okay? Whatever mess you might have made. Don't accept that as an excuse, okay? People should be good people. And that's just that on that. And the next point kind of a little bit coincides with that, but don't be the friend who's always cleaning up everybody else's messes, because then you become the friend who just does that and lets people walk all over you and lets people take advantage of you. And like, I was just such a naive gal when it came to stuff like this. I wanted people to either like me, I think was kind of a root of this, or also I wanted to like them. So I wanted to see everything other than their bad shit. And so I would just like clean up what they did and be like, oh, sweep it under the rug. You know, it's fine. They're not a bad person. And I was just always cleaning up everybody else's messes until I realized, oh, I don't have to do that. Wow, what a relief. Oh my God, having good people in your life who won't make you do that and who are responsible and good-hearted. Like, what a concept for me at that age. Not to say that everybody in my life was like that, but I had so many motherfuckers who were, so. I'm beginning to think that my camera batteries, plural, both being dead, neither of them want me to finish this video for some reason, which is very offensive because I care about this video, so. Rude. I feel like I'm operating at a 4 today instead of a 10. I mean, check out this sunburn I have. It's really intense, okay? So that's my level of pain right now, just through the roof. I'm also on my period, which is pretty fun. But heck, let's get back to the video, okay? Push the pain aside, push it down. We're getting into another tip here. Don't do favors for shitty people who just wanna use you. Let me say it again, who just wanna use you. Okay, I had a lot of friends back in the day who were trying to put their other friends on through my following, which was very weird, but they would be like, hey, my friend, like he's a photographer, he's really trying to make it, you know, can you do this favor for him? But like, I didn't personally know him or like his photography at all. So it's like, and he wasn't a good person, 3. So I don't even know why I would grant people the time of day in that way, because he was just trying to use me. Oh my God, there was so many situations where I was just like, if you had not even granted them the time of the day in the first place and lied to them and made them think that they like could use you, then they wouldn't be continuing to try and use you down the line. So just don't even grant those people the time of day, okay? Because heck, it's not worth it. Oh, where was I before I was rudely interrupted for the 18th time in this video? Okay, my next point is just because everyone else does it doesn't mean you have to. And I feel like I put that in one of my previous, like what I've learned at age 20 or 21 or whatever, you know, those yearly birthday vids that I do where I compile all the lessons. But this is like something that at 18 I truly needed to hear, particularly because of one event in my life that really, I mean, you could like relate this to substance and partying and all that kind of stuff and like peer pressure. But there was this one vacation that I went on where all of my older cousins and my brother were getting on motorcycles to go on the island. And I was like, I'll do that. I'm like fun and old enough to do that as well. And I was old enough, but I was not experienced enough to like be able to actually maneuver a motorcycle. So I crashed and broke my coccyx and was in severe pain for weeks on end after that. So it's like, maybe some things aren't a great idea for you to do. And that's also one of the gut instinct kind of moments that I wish I just followed through with, because I was nervous as hell to like be on a motorcycle going across the island, but I still did it, okay? So I know that that's probably something that just kind of pertains to me, but the lesson of that situation relates to all, okay? Don't do anything just because your older cousins are doing it, or you're trying to be cool, or you're trying to keep up with people. It's just like, follow your heart, all right? As cliche as it sounds. My next point is one-sided relationships are a trap. Okay, I had a lot of these kind of one-sided things because I would like, I don't know, get a crush on somebody and then make up this whole kind of relationship in my head that I had with them. And then when it actually came down to me expressing my feelings that I had for them, they would be like, oh, I don't feel that way about you. And I was like, you know, I just wasted 8 months thinking that you did, truly convincing myself that you were as interested in me as I was in you, which is a trap, 1. And 2, like, you will tell yourself things to be able to reason with the fact that they might like you, you know? And I was like such a victim of doing that. And my friends also kind of encouraged the behavior, not blaming my friends, but they did. Like when we would hang out with him, they would be like, oh, he so likes you, blah, blah, blah. And in the way that he, I don't know, interacted with me and his mannerisms and stuff like that, it was very easy just to think because he was a flirty person that he did like me in that way. And then when you actually voice the thing, they're like, oh, no, 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 I don't know where you got that idea from. And then you just feel so silly. So never get into anything one-sided. Communication at the beginning of relationships of any kind, whether it be a friendship or a crush or, you know, any kind. It's always just so vital for you to communicate your feelings early on so you don't feel like you've wasted your time in any way. Okay, and my very last lesson is kind of pertaining to that last one as well. But love won't come from giving too much and expecting back the same, but lessons will. And in regards to love, me at the age of 18, all I did was just like fill up my love bucket for myself and then just like dump it on everybody else. I was like, okay, here's all of the love I have to give. Why won't you accept it and give me back, you know, just a little smidgen of what I'm giving you? I was such a terrible person at that. Like, not a terrible person, like innately bad, but I was just so innately good that I would expect everybody to give me back the same 100% that I was giving. Oh my God. Oh.
Whoa, chicken hat, chicken bread, love freaking chicken nuggets, I had fried chicken today, motherfucker.
I did not even hear you. I'm on my very last point, baby, what's up?
Just did a little grocery shopping. Just learned to shop in the bulk section since I was 18.
Since I was 18. Is that something you wish you knew at 18? Is you wish you knew about bulk sections?
Yes.
Me too.
I wish I knew what the implications of plastic were.
Yeah. Big lesson. Well, thanks for informing me, baby. I'm on my last like 40 seconds, so let me just finish this bad boy. My camera died like literally not even kidding, 8 times during this course, and it's flashing right now, so just please.
You gotta get out of here, baby.
You gotta get out of here, baby. Okay, but in summary, as my last lesson, really just, you know, find people in your life who are gonna give you exactly what you're giving them in return. And also don't expect literally anything from anybody. Don't expect feelings exchanged, for them to love you romantically or even platonically. You know, some people just have their minds are way too clouded with a bunch of other things to even be thinking about you. So to think or expect anybody to be thinking of you in any kind of a romantic sense is just a waste of your goddamn time, okay? That's why I love to just talk about communication, because that's one of the biggest lessons I've ever learned, is why waste your time when it could have been communicated so early on and you would have saved yourself the pain, you know? You could just fill up your own love bucket for yourself and then just keep it because you need to, okay? I don't know where I'm going with this, but I really hope this video helped. I've just learned a lot of things in regards to trusting my gut, just pointing out the bad people. You know, you gotta weed through the bad to get to the good, and I can really tell when somebody doesn't have the best intentions in mind when I go into relationships of any sort with them. And it's just so vital to be able to learn these lessons, and I'm just happy to have learned them and be able to share them with you guys. So anyways, I hope this helped. If it did, please give this video a big thumbs up for me. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Ring the notifications bell if you would like to know when I upload. And until the next upload, stay smiling. Also, comment down below what you wish you would have told yourself at 18, or what you are telling yourself at 18 right now. I don't know. Either or. Bye.
I got Georgia on my mind. Ain't nobody left behind. It's just me, my team, my weed, my babies out here parked outside. Call my mom and let her know that